Afraid of being disliked? Today, we're not gonna lie.
Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of NGL People where we talk about things in life that matter. I'm Zeleny.
I'm Natasha.
And today we're going to talk about the topic of having the courage to be disliked.
Wow.
And today we have guests here who may not be everyone's cup of tea.
Yeah, that's why we invited them, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
So,
Debatable.
so why don't you guys introduce yourself? Let us know how popular you think you are.
We'll go in the ascending order of likability.
Likability.
Okay, sure.
So I'll start.
Yep, go for it.
I'm Silas. I think I am pretty well liked, but that is actually because of a lot of intentional effort. Curating my personality, my interests, the things I say, the things I do, just to be slightly more someone's cup of tea.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, and I'm Wesley. Chronically disliked since I've been young.
Yeah.
Very proud of it.
But quite proud of it, because I don't know, divisiveness is interesting. It sparks interesting conversations. And maybe part of me realizes I can't really help it either.
I was born with it. Yeah, so it's quite interesting because we have two from the different parts of the spectrum, if I might add. Hanata, how about you? Would you say that you are popular or, mostly well-liked?
Yeah, I think I have
Nata is
quite
too popular.
a healthy self-esteem.
Yeah,
Not as like
not like Wes over here.
yeah, not as extreme as West, but I would say I appeal to the mainstream population. I think if you don't like me, don't tell me.
So Wes is niche. So how is it like for you guys growing up?
Oh, tough, man. I think I was like, why are you laughing?
Very
Tough on
very
you or
excited.
tough on other people?
Tough for me to share because it's so embarrassing. No, but really like extremely dislikable. Even when I look back, right? Let me give you some examples. Okay, so there was time in school, right, where I've always been a very good student, like academically most of the time in my life. And at the peak of it, right, there was like some group project I had to do with like my classmates. Then there's this classmate, right, who wasn't as academically performant as me. And then when we're doing the group project together, right, he kept trying to give inputs, and I told him, let's stop for a bit, right? And remember that the brains are over here and the hands are over there.
Are you serious?
That's insane, no, JC. Yeah. So this is like past the point of like hormonal immaturity.
Were you frustrated already, or like you just were very logical about it?
A bit of both, right? Because it just felt like, if too many cooks spoil the broth, then I just want to help you also get a better grade, right? Actually, I'm doing you a service. So that was legit the state of my mind at the time, the sheer arrogance. Yeah, so that's like probably the peak dislikability story I can think of in my life that my best friend continues to bring up ever so often.
So he became your best friend? Or
No. But he was,
I don't think
he
was
want
in
to
the
become
same group
friends with your
project.
bully?
He was in the same group project, and
He heard
I
you.
labeled us as the brains.
Wow, Silas, how about you?
I'm probably the guy that he scolded. But I think I'm a bit different from Wes. For me, actually, is if I was put in a similar situation, it would be about making sure that everyone's happy, right? And so I think growing up, that was kind of the approach that I took to a lot of my friendship, especially in primary school. Wow, it was really very crazy because that was when my list of insecurities really exploded. And then people were contributing to that, making fun of you. And then all I just wanted to do was try to make everyone happy and be a version of myself that would be the most agreeable with the people around me.
So you knew that people didn't like you?
Yeah, because they made it quite clear.
How?
So one example that I remember very well was in primary 6, there was a deliberate smear campaign launched against me on Facebook when Facebook just became a thing. So one of my primary school classmates posted this, I think it was status update, right? That's what they called it then.
Yeah.
And then he tagged my full name. He was like, Silas Low. I hate Silas Low. Then there were 2 or 3 comments under that from other classmates
people.
as well.
They
who were
agreed,
or
they defended you.
Stop assuming but they did.
He has very self-esteem.
You have been the one posting the status update, I think.
No,
Don't
No
pretend.
lah, you wouldn't even concern yourself
maybe.
with that, right? Yeah.
But that's a bit too on the nose, It's like,
Do you think that marked you?
Oh, that was a severe hit to
What
my
happened
entire system.
from when you came back to school? Like you see them in person.
Oh, this was a December holiday. So I had 1 month to plan my recovery strategy before we got back. So like what I first needed to do was to like, okay, at least try to understand like where is this coming from. Then I realized I couldn't understand it. So then what I then decided to do was retaliate.
Okay.
Like the second best thing you can do, I think, when it comes to
When you are
crisis management. P6 crisis
Right old
management.
age of 12 years old.
So whack back. So I got my own Facebook account, so I whack back.
Of course.
I'm not gonna name him, but you know who you are, man.
Yeah.
So I put his name there. I was like, he's an idiot. And then
Then got comments?
only one person agreed with me. So
So you didn't gather.
Net loss,
you
net
didn't
loss.
gather the troops yet, lah.
yeah.
you didn't have a strong enough following.
Exactly.
So you got
I
ratio lah,
learned-
essentially. Yeah.
yeah lah.
How do
Numerically,
you
the
feel
arithmetic
after,
worked against me lah.
How do you feel after posting that?
Oh, damn good lah.
So you're okay.
No, okay. So when I posted it, I was also quite afraid of the risk that it would
Start a
start a whole thing, right? And even more people will jump on and then like,
Yeah.
not like me. So even then, even in that state of immaturity, if you will, there was still a sense of insecurity. That, you know, I could be making things worse,
Yeah.
but I feel like I cannot take this lying down.
Wow.
But I still want
you
to be
still
like,
fight.
yeah.
I realized you just triggered like my villain origin story. I remember when I was young, right? Like because I realized that there was a point in time, right, where I was like existentially disliked. I remember a group of my peers, right? They wrote me this card as I was about to graduate from P6. Hi Wesley. So we were kind of forced to write cards for each other. And then they wrote a bunch of them all collared to write this. A few people wrote the same thing. We only like you because of your brother. My brother is very well he's a very likable person. So we only like you because of your brother. And the moment I was like, wow, I'm so hurt, but I don't know how to express that, right? So I just became nonchalant, right? So after that, I said, okay, maybe I just live in a way that I don't care about whether people like me or not, because I can't really control it. I realized that being myself, I can't really be like. So I think something probably switched on in me at that point in time, right? Where I realized it's more important to be right than liked. Because if you're right, and you're disliked, then people that dislike you will get proven wrong in the long term.
Yeah.
Right? Hashtag Lee Kuan Yew. So I think, right. This is not a house of cards. So anyway, I think that the instinct for me was not to play on the field of public opinion anymore.
Because it's something you cannot control.
I realized that actually, right, I probably lose that battle completely.
Admitted defeat.
Yeah, like from the first moment I ever got disliked in my life that I can remember, right? I admitted defeat. Yeah, I realized that I left the playing field.
It's a downhill, right?
Yeah, so from then on, right, the only playing field I played on, right, was like the battlefield of being right. And that's what made me dislike, because I just wanted to be right at the expense of anything else.
But you're really
In
okay?
interactions.
Like on a deeper emotional level, you were really okay with being disliked?
I think,
Or you will yourself into not caring?
or rather, it lost its value to me. Yeah, like
you really that bored?
I had or rather like the value of being right, so far exceeded the value of just being liked.
But how could you not see at least the value of like public perception? Like, I mean, look at like Lee Kuan Yew, right?
Yeah.
As a politician, he also understood the value of
Yeah.
swaying public perception, public opinion.
Yeah.
No, but it's what the public perception is measured upon.
Yeah, what's the basis for it?
His
They like me
is
for
not
what?
measured on
So-
likability, it's
Correct.
intelligence.
So you see, there's this like I tell you this like another part of this story in JC was right. So there was a girl, right, that liked me. And it's the first time in my life, right, that a girl ever expressed any liking for me. I actually like got so upset that this person, right, can even express liking for me, because it felt so baseless. Like the person expressed liking for me like right after like orientation. I was like,
Oh, you
what
feel
is
like
this?
outside lah.
Yeah, like
Based
like,
on nothing.
Correct. Why you give me this empty, like pointless,
Okay, I can understand
baseless liking, right? And then like just stop it.
So she says she like you, but she
thought
didn't say why.
She took it as an insult lah.
Yeah, so
Her
I think
affection
it's
was
cheap
taken as an
lah.
insult.
Why?
Because like what Nata said, it feels cheap, it's baseless.
Yeah.
Right? It's not based on any merit or
Because she
No,
don't
and
know
because being
you.
liked
personally.
doesn't add anything to him.
correct.
Yeah,
like
yeah,
just
I get it,
because
I get it.
someone like me doesn't really so
Yeah.
that
Crazy,
really
crazy.
like cemented it for me, right? Like, oh wow, actually it has lost a lot of value to me. I remember writing like a very strongly worded like SMS to say that, like stop trying anymore. It will never happen. Blah 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 blah. Then that just it. Yeah.
It's a legit monster, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Like
Heartbreaker.
Lee Kuan Yew already.
yeah.
Wait, the whole time you never thought that there was anything wrong?
No.
with you? Or
No,
your
I was
approach?
like, oh my gosh, I just freed this person from a baseless
So
infatuation.
you thought you were doing her a favor.
yeah.
No, none of your friends told you that you're being
Opening
fed.
her
I don't have that many friends.
So interesting.
Yeah, real.
Silas, would you say you are very different?
Oh yeah, I genuinely do not understand anything,
Yeah.
any of those motivations or that way of thinking.
Do you have a story of like maybe being disliked by someone that, let's say, you care about?
No, I don't have. No lah.
That's way too fast.
I think maybe not them disliking me, but I think maybe it's like certain parts of me.
Okay.
Yeah. So like I said just now, like you already have a list of insecurities, right? And then if you find out that a person you care about or a person whose opinion you really respect, finds one of those things that you're insecure about unpalatable, unlikable. I think that amplifies a lot of the insecurity that you're already feeling. It takes me a while to really warm up to people. And I think that really affects or determines some first impressions when I first meet people. So a very good example is in uni when I just met like a new group of friends. And I think because there was this like desire, I think not to be like the most well-liked, but I think to at least avoid being the most unlikable
I don't want to stick
person
out
in the group.
like a sore thumb lah.
Like I felt like I had to conform to a lot of the behaviors or the way the speech patterns lah, if you will.
Like
of
learn
how-
that slang and everything.
Yeah. So like the way you talk changes, then you
Give
learn
example?
to code switch.
Not safe for
Oh,
TV.
without like throwing myself under the bus. I think some things were like okay lah, like very very simple stuff. It's like you know they like to go clubbing, but then like for me it's like I always live my life where my bedtime is like 11 p.m. max.
Wow.
11 p.m. that's where they start.
Yeah, 11 p.m. is when they
Yeah.
start. Then I'm like, wait, then how do I wake up in the morning? What time do I wake up in the morning?
My life
why,
is
why,
Why am I doing this?
why aren't anyone asking these questions? Why aren't anyone asking these questions? Like these are like very important questions. Or like,
Yeah.
why you drink so much? Then will you not like
Be unhealthy?
get dehydrated?
Yeah.
Like where's the water?
Do you not
Who's
get
buying the
headache?
water? Everyone talk about buying the
drink, but who's
alcohol,
gonna
like,
get water?
No one
Yeah,
thought
where's
this
the
through,
water?
huh?
Yeah, no one has really
See.
thought these
But you
things
went
through.
ahead with it.
But I still went ahead with it because I didn't want to be the person asking that lame
Yeah.
questions.
Fair.
So
Yeah.
I think a lot of those nights out were based on these motivations lah, just to avoid being like why this guy like such a prude, or why is he so like so concerned and particular about like bedtime
Yeah.
hydration.
Do you think your primary school experience like makes you feel like you can really possibly be disliked? That's why you have this
Oh
kind of
yeah,
mind.
for sure.
You scared they start
Yeah,
asking.
I feel that
I'm
whole
terribly afraid of people starting smear campaigns about me now.
Yeah.
And now it's even
Even
easier,
more,
even
yeah.
easier,
Yeah.
even easier to do that.
So
as
you
much as
lived
possible.
your whole uni life in this way,
Yeah.
or somewhere along the lines it changed for you?
I think generally like I think COVID helped.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because it was a time when like social interaction just kind of got cut so much, right? And then I think there was also a time in which I learned the lesson of like knowing myself and being okay with certain parts of myself that I couldn't change. And if people were finding issue with these parts of myself, I have to be okay with that. Because there's generally nothing you can do. And it's entirely a perception that someone else holds about you.
I'm curious, right? For the both of you, what are some traits you have or some things about you that you think could be quite like some people like, some people don't like?
Contentious.
And not offensive, but it's just like some people really may not take so well to it lah.
I'm not like, I love being right and I always want to be right. But rather, right, I love getting to the truth. I love so if I am proven wrong, right, actually I'm very happy, right? But therefore, like, my hope is that when I'm engaged in a constructive debate with somebody is that we both are as combative as possible. So I bring my best foot forward, right? And hope that they do the same. But then sometimes, people see it as aggressive. Yeah. So I think that combativeness in me is probably like contentious and divisive. And not everyone will take it the right way. Yeah. I think also like in terms of humor, I love to make fun of people, It's my way of like, hey, like
I love you.
I love you so much that even though this part of you is so funny, like I enjoy it, Yeah.
I mean, when I first met him, like he didn't hold back.
Yeah.
So
on
the-
who?
Yeah.
Wait, really? Yeah.
Actually, how do you meet each other? Yeah. What
No,
did he say to you?
No, like as in we met through when he
Yeah,
came to
school.
uni for exchange, and then we did a project together. And then like
Brains, hands. Is it?
yeah, no, over time I just
I
realized
didn't say that.
no, not in those words. But like I think I have enough of a brain to understand like what he was saying. Like, I think this guy doesn't think I have that big a brain. Or he thinks my hands are a lot more useful than my brain. No, like just kidding. I mean like he was just like he just struck me as someone who like said things as he saw them.
Yeah.
And I
Did you like him for that?
See, the thing is when you pause for more than 0.5 seconds,
I'm sure they can.
Everyone knows-
just cut
everyone knows
the
what
pause
the
in editing. I appreciated his honesty.
Oh, what a PR
I think that's a
answer.
very PC way of saying that. No lah. I don't really like- I think for me actually, the most or the craziest thing, is that is my desire to please everyone.
I've never felt that from you though.
Huh?
I've never felt that from you.
Because I create my personality.
Who pointed out to you? Like, is it like
I was
someone who
actually
know you
a
very well?
really good friend. Yeah. And then they were like, this I noticed like for example, like you are a lot of things to a lot of people.
Like you shapeshift.
In a way, yeah. And I always saw that actually as a function of like social behavior, like
Yeah,
code
like
switching,
social
right?
intelligence.
Yeah, social
Yeah.
intelligence, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that friend rightly pointed out that it felt like I was shifting like some of my fundamental like beliefs also. And like your behaviors are a product of
Yep.
your beliefs ultimately. And again, because that person said that, I went to internalize that,
Wow.
like reflect and everything. I was like, oh crap.
Wow.
Yeah. I think you're right. I always thought that I was like, okay, I mean, this was my strategy to be to avoid being unlikable. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then this is something that someone actually finds prickly. So I think that caused a lot of like question marks. And then how I managed to like turn that around was to again get to know myself and what I wanted my fundamental beliefs to be.
Zell, do you think you possess some of these traits?
Maybe a bit more like Silas, where I try to be like try not to cause any tensions in group projects. I think I feel like for me, right, what the biggest factor on whether I'm okay to be disliked by someone or not, it depends on that person's influence over my life. So for example, I would say at work, right, sometimes I mean it sucks, right, if your boss doesn't like you for whatever reason. So I might try my best to I think clarify and try to see where he or she is coming from. Yeah. But if it's just like someone like an acquaintance in school or whoever, right, I might not really care because that person don't really know me ma. So whoever, like that person's impression of me is not based on anything. Yeah. So I find it easier to let go.
Okay lah, means you have a baseline security lah.
Yeah, because there's
Yeah.
self-esteem.
If you don't know me, then like you whatever you say about me doesn't really hold any weight, like I feel. But if you don't really know me, but what you say has
Influencer.
as impact, on like, on people who are close to me, then I will feel a bit scared. Yeah,
So
do you
you're
feel
more
that?
worried about the outcomes, not whether they actually like you.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah.
I always thought that like I don't really like, I'm not very bothered with whether or not people like me. Then I realized I'm just not tested because like,
Everyone just like you lah. For your whole life.
I'm like
Okay.
so likable and like appeal
Nobody
to the masses.
started a smear campaign.
Yeah.
No,
Against you.
never.
Yeah. Watch out. Tomorrow.
Nata say so likable with a fake accent, but she actually means it.
I mean
She's
it.
trying to
I
deflect a bit because
100%
she's a bit
mean it.
paiseh saying it.
Yeah, I 100% mean it.
No one
I've
has
been
ever
likable
come
my
up to
entire
you.
life.
Yeah,
Wow.
gosh,
like-
I can't imagine living that kind of life.
I think everyone should have a smear campaign directed at them at least once.
If
in
you
their
would like a
lifetime.
smear campaign
credibility.
against you,
Trust me,
please
trust me.
leave a
No,
No, there's
comment.
two possibilities. One is that I'm truly likable. Two is that I just don't know who doesn't like me, you know? Yeah, so, but to my knowledge, I've been quite liked my whole life. But I think like only in like recent years, then I encountered a few occasions where like I've heard of like a person who like maybe doesn't really know me very well or like observes me from afar and like doesn't really like me. Then I realized, right, that I was a bit like affected which means that I care. Then I went to think like, actually, why am I affected, right?
Yeah.
And I have this instinctive like desire to right they're a misunderstanding of me. Like I assume it's a misunderstanding.
So like, Wes, you think that the person wrong about you?
They probably got something wrong.
Yeah, so I fundamentally, I think don't believe that I can be disliked. It's like I really think that like,
So,
oh my god, this sounds so disgusting but like
kind of.
yeah. So if you
I'm quite
want
humble
to
person.
put Nata,
Think about how you're
if you
going
want
to
to put
recover.
Nata into a place, click the dislike button below.
I mean, according to my life experiences and the empirical evidence around me, from an anthropological point of view, it does seem like
Not
I am quite
only
palatable.
Socially, but backed by science.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
That's
yeah.
what you're
I'm a
saying.
sociological
Backed by
major.
science.
This is how I'm
backed by
trained, right?
science. Yeah.
Yeah, but then so like the recent few years when this happened, then I really feel like, oh my gosh, there must be something that you misunderstood for you to have such an
What did they
impression of
say
me.
they don't like you for?
I mean, I'm not going to say because then they might be able to know I'm talking about them. But there
But
was
generally it's like a
certain...
character thing or
Because there's so
a thing
few
or what?
people that actually
Oh, that's true.
have expressed this.
Yeah,
right? So
yeah.
once you say what it is, like,
Okay, but
it's
they
just them
they
already.
did specify like why, which you feel it's not right. Like, I mean, it's not true about you, is it?
No, some I
Just
also
like,
don't know the
don't like.
specific reason, but just don't like lah.
Okay, so what do you
Yeah.
do? Do you try to
So
like,
I
talk to
really
them?
felt a bit like I want to understand. I think there's a part of it that is a sincere like desire to find out lah. Like, is there something that I did that maybe like unintentionally caused some like hurt or tension to a person? And if I did, I would like to apologize because I don't mean it. But also then there's a bit of like a, do you know the real me? Because if you do, maybe you will like me. Just like everybody else in my life. So like there was a bit of that lah when I realized that I had this instinctive desire, then I realized I'm very unfamiliar with the feeling of being disliked. On the one hand, it is a privilege, but I think on the other hand, it also like only through this incident lah, then I realized that it mattered more to me than I thought. Yeah. So after a while, then I also came to the realization that like, I don't think I want to chase after every single person who doesn't like me and prove to you why you should like me lah.
Because in my case, right, even though like I guess the persona I'm presenting here is like, oh, I don't care whether I'm disliked or not. Actually, right, what they think of me still matters a lot, right? Because even though they dislike me, I don't care that I'm disliked. But what causes that dislike, right, is still very important to me.
Yeah, it's still
right?
you still want to hear it out.
Yeah. Empirically, most of the time that they dislike me, it's because of certain beliefs that I think are wrong, right? But there are times where the belief is correct.
Yep.
Yeah. And they still dislike me. And then that causes in me like a motivation. Oh my gosh, then I should really change. Yeah. And that, this person, this is fair for disliking me, right? There are some people that I feel is like unfair that dislike me, but it doesn't matter to me because it's more important to be right. But the opinion beneath the dislike, right, is what I hunger after, that criticism. I hunger for that because like then it helps me to be more right.
It helps you to be a better person. Not just right.
Correct. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. So to me, right, even though I have this like people may think I don't care what people think because I don't care about being
No,
disliked.
you still want to grow lah.
I still
but
want
you
to
want to
hear.
grow in the
Yeah.
accuracy of your thought.
Correct. Yeah, I do. And so therefore, like people who can say they don't care what other people think of them, right? Like to me, sounds disingenuous. If you've heard anyone say that, I just don't think it's possible. Yeah. Do you think it's possible?
Actually, in terms of what we look out for, we're not too different lah.
Yeah, I'm definitely reading the comments on this video, and like I sincerely
It's an
care what people
opportunity
are
for
gonna
you
think.
to grow.
But the motivations
Yeah.
are different. Like he's reading the comments because he wants to find out what he can change so he can become more correct, more better.
More better.
Yeah.
But like for us, I don't know if I'm fair to do
You
it.
don't me.
You need to
do this.
Okay, just me. I'm reading the comments because I'm like, oh, do people really like
about
me?
Yeah. Like it makes you feel good that they do.
Yeah. I mean, if they're hate comments, then I'm never coming back.
Yeah. So if like back to the baseless liking, right? Like if someone like say like me cause I wear these jeans, right? I feel like then don't lah.
Stop it.
There's no point, right? Yeah. So to me, it's like I rather have something constructive, whether positive or negative, than something empty.
So like after that whole COVID phase, right? Like what were some things that you noticed changed about yourself?
The easiest one I can think of is like I'm a lot more okay and comfortable saying no to things. Like instead of like, just being almost like a yes man to almost everything. Or like someone says something I don't agree with and I'm like, I'd rather not say anything so I don't ruffle his feathers. Now I think I'm a lot more comfortable. I think a lot more open to engaging in those conversations. And I think that's a step forward from just, I think, keeping quiet and not really standing your ground or at least presenting where you're coming from. There's this quote that I felt was really, really helpful to me, like in that process. Your fear of what other people think of you, it comes from a lack of self-identity. And I think the more you understand who you actually are, the more you decide for yourself who you actually want to be, the things that you want to do, the traits you want to carry and show to people. I think the safer you will feel being like that to the people around you. As I've grown up, respect is something that I feel like I'm more comfortable chasing after, because I feel like it's a much better reflection of like who you are and who you choose to be, than likability. Like, I think like something similar to what Wes has talked about. Like likability is, he used the word cheap, and yeah, it feels cheap because only because like you compromise right? But respect is something that is grounded in principle, that manifests itself in the way you behave, the things you say. I think over time, if you manage to do that consistently, people will look at that and be like, okay.
He is this kind of person. So you rather people have an accurate perception of who you are rather than like a version that they think you are, but you're not.
You're true to yourself, right?
Yeah.
You're consistent, in a sense predictable, but in the best way.
And I will say that is quite likable. Like, I do like people. I like talking to people like that.
It is unintuitive, but that turned out to be more likable because people, I guess like growing up, you think like, oh, if you mirror the person's preference,
exactly.
then maybe they will like you
but
more,
now,
right?
the benchmark for likability in a sense has now become, in a way, like how true to yourself you can be.
Authenticity.
Actually, I realized also we probably appreciate the people in our life, right, that see, things that we like and actually not really like about ourselves and still choose to stick with us. And I think that is really where authenticity comes out also. For me, I see it very simply, like if someone dislikes me, right, and if I do have the privilege of finding out what it is, I will think about, okay, is this something like a character issue? A bit like what Wes say, right? Is it an opportunity for me to grow, to be a better person? Okay, then I'll take it. If this person dislikes me for a preference thing, maybe I just like no vibes or like I look a certain way, the person know that, but it's not something that I can change or I would want to change. I don't want to be like that shapeshifter trying to please everyone, right? Yeah. So I think that's how I kind of decide also on if we want to talk about embracing the fact that, we can be disliked.
I guess since you all are on a bit different ends of the spectrum, right? What will you all say to somebody who is still navigating that space?
Actually, I think there are a lot of people like me, probably disguised and repressed by society, just because it's so difficult to be so combative all the time.
Superior.
Maybe no, I didn't say that. Yeah. I think a lot of it comes from where I place my self-worth, right? And a lot of where I place my self-worth, right, is in my ability to be right. But then when my self-worth is placed there, then suddenly like the desire to reach rightness can become like the ultimate pursuit, even at the expense, right, of hurting others, offending others, and even devaluing others. What do I mean by this, right, is that in combative situations, especially if it's on sensitive topics that are close to a person's heart, honestly, that's what I enjoy the most, because those feel like real conversations. But because knowing that shaking that person's worldview, tearing it down, poking holes in it, right, will leave the person feeling less, feeling less of a person. And that kind of like allows me leaving feeling more, because and in a sense, I might win. Just isn't what the human experience is meant to be about, right? One-upping someone else in a discussion or debate, right? And then leaving someone feeling less dignified or respected as a person. Ultimately, right, if we are truly all of value as people, deserving of honor and dignity, then actually our beliefs, our views that we are combating are just one aspect of us. Yeah, and I guess increasingly I've learned to let that go, though I still enjoy a healthy discussion and debate. Yeah.
I think for me, like I will echo what Wes said about like the importance of like self-worth. I mean, for someone struggling for someone in my position who struggles with the things that I struggle with, typically it's like a lack of self-worth, right? Your worth, you find your worth in the opinions of others. I think the first thing I would say to that is not inherently a wrong thing. I would caution against like rejecting that outrightly as like a weakness or anything like that. If anything, it puts you in a position to be very sensitive to the needs of the people around you. What I would add to that is also like I was almost forced through like the smear campaigns and also maybe COVID to go through an exercise of like self-discovery. And I think there's a lot of romanticization of that process, like eat, pray, love, things like that. That exercise, I think ultimately the goal is to understand yourself a lot better. I think to be okay with certain parts of yourself that you can't change. Then also understand that there are things about you that can change. And then if you feel like those are healthy changes, then to go ahead and make them. And ultimately, you are the main beneficiary of this whole thing.
I really like that because I think when we talk about that whole phrase, right, the courage to be disliked, sometimes if we think of it very generally, you just think like, oh, this person just doesn't like who I am or what. But actually, people who love you can also dislike some parts of you. You know, and it's these opportunities that I think are worth reflecting on if our intention is to grow, to not be too quick to associate like being disliked as being rejected. I think it really depends on who it comes from and like why it's being communicated lah. And in that you may actually find a lot of opportunity to be better, to build stronger relationships with the people around you, especially if some of these things are causing some like distance or tension in your relationships.
I would say also quite interestingly, I mean, hearing it how you wrapped up is that actually almost like giving up the pursuit of likability almost makes you a lot more likable.
Yep, completely agree.
Yeah, no one likes to try hard.
I guess all of us today can walk away with some lessons on like how we can recalibrate our own internal world. So thanks for joining us on this episode and really weighing in with all your opinions. Just to assure you, Wesley is right now a very gentle and nice person. He's no longer as combative.
He's reformed.
I dig up stuff from the trenches just to give you content. So.
Thank you for being very real.
Yeah,
this is what NGL is all about.
Please don't hate him. He's a really nice person.
Thank you. Drop a like, even though it doesn't really matter to us.
Yeah, it matters to Silas though. So drop
It really does not. It does not.
Yeah. If you
drop a like, right, you have to explain.
I don't care.
You like, right? Then you drop a comment. This like is for Silas only.
Yeah.
Like that, it will make Silas's
Or don't, I don't care.
Or if you want him to go, tap I hate Silas.
Then he will come back 2 years later.
Silas Low is an idiot.
He bounce back in the next
That's my
epidemic.
retaliation. This is my villain.
And with that, we've come to the end of our episode. Thank you for joining us here today. We hope that you guys had stuff that you resonated with and you can take away as well. If you like our content, you can find more of our episodes on YouTube, Spotify, and Apple Podcasts. You can find us on socials at ngl.people at Instagram and TikTok. And you can also find our Telegram channel where we update a lot of information about our in-person gatherings where we'd love to come together to make friends as well. So with that, we will see you in the next episode. Bye!
Bye.